Good morning, everyone. This is Sherry with Studio 28E. I'm here to bring you my boho journal that I finally finished. I worked together with Sheila Gingerich. She has supplied fabrics and scanned them for me. I purchased fabrics from her and scanned them, and that's how we created some of the pages. So be sure to visit Sheila on YouTube. It's Boho Dreams, Bohodaydreams, and she also has a Facebook group called Bohodaydreams. And I will list this journal on my Etsy a little bit later today. So the journal itself is about 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. The spine is not quite 2 inches. It has 3 signatures. Each has 16 pages. This was a kit that I designed. The front and back were one, and then I separated it, and I created this insert for the spine, so it looks like a real book. And the cover was an accident, but I was happy with it. I put Liquitex on it, and it was all one color, or one. It didn't have streaks in it. It was just the image. And after it dried, it had all these streaks in it. So I was like, well, maybe I should throw it out. And I said, no, you know what? I think I like it. So I put a little bit of glossy accents on the cover to highlight it. And it's got 3 layers of trim. This burgundy vintage ribbon, which is delicate. Some black lace and some loopy trim. Very bright colors. I also added some little coins to the bottom of the journal. It's obviously it's got a hidden spine, you can't see it. I've put the eyelets in, and I've used some swivel hooks, fishing swivel hooks, as the closure. And there's, as you can see, it's rather chunky, so it's holding it together pretty well. But there's room to grow. There's another loop, and then the swivel hook will fit into any one of those links in the chain. So let's see what we got inside. Oh, here's a little boho bead that I made, and I added some coins to it. Got a little bit of little elephant on it. So you'll have to squash it down to open and close it because it's pretty chunky. Color my chunky monkey. Inside, on the inside cover, we have some trim that came from Joann's, I believe. And here's one of the cards from the kit I designed. A piece of fabric from Sheila. I covered the other side of the eyelet with a flower so it wasn't visible, and put this little gypsy kind of bell on it. It's an image from the kit. And with a pocket, and inside is a writing sheet. Now there are several pockets or hidden envelopes, whatever you call them, I don't know. And they don't all have something in them, but most of them do. I've added fabric tabs, and I've left the fibers hanging. And the back side of this is a purple sheet of paper that I printed lines on, and then I stenciled it, and I put this little piece of fabric over it. It could be used as a tuck spot or just right underneath it, and then put the fabric back. There's another piece of trim. This is turquoise trim, I believe from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Here's a little writing journal booklet kind of thing. It's just pieces of paper that I put together and created a booklet with. This side we have some of Sheila's fabrics that were scanned, patchwork, and this is some trim that I purchased from Sheila. It's all beads and sequins on yellow fabric. These are Sheila's fabrics that obviously I purchased and made a collage out of them and added some Joann or Hobby Lobby trim. And this is a piece of fabric that Sheila scanned, and it was frayed. So I decided to leave the fray and make it look more like a fabric. And you can write on the back of that. There's a lined sheet. It's blank, has some stickles on it. I don't know if you can see them in the camera. Not stickles, shimmer mist, I'm sorry. It's a piece of Sheila's fabric. Here's, look at these beautiful beads. A tag from the kit that I made. More Hobby Lobby or Joann's clearance. Maybe it's Michael, I don't know. Some eyelash trim. Tucks in here. I got this trim from Linda. And Linda, I'm sorry, I cannot remember. I want to say Bozeman, but I'm not sure if that's her last name or not. And here's some mirrored fabric from Sheila's bundle that I bought. Tab out of it. These pages are food colored, and then I stenciled over the top of them. Another piece of Sheila's fabric. The outside borders, I put stickles on it to make it look like the, there's a little bit of gold to make it look like it was glossy, like the original fabric. And I added this little bird. And there's a pocket here with another little writing sheet inside. This little paper clip that I decorated with a piece of the fabric from a bundle. Here's a card or tag. You can write on it. An orange piece of writing paper. It's the other side, and it has some of that trim on it. It's a piece of fabric from Sheila's bundle. This has been stenciled and then sprayed with shimmer mist. Here's a tag from my kit. I added some stickles. This is called scrubby yarn, I guess. I think it's for facial scrubbies. And I gave her a little bit of a scarf with some sequins, and the stickles is on the metallic part of her trim on her bonnet or scarf. And I added this floral bead. And let's put it in a tuck spot that also has some blingy flowers that I've attached. There's a faux ruffle I did. I used hot glue and just kind of cinched it as I went along. And then I added this lace to the middle of it. This is a piece of Sheila's fabric that was scanned. This is also Sheila's. There's a burgundy turquoise page, and it has a rating card in it. It has the word Bohemian in the meanings. Has a tab with a charm of a hand, kind of a fortune teller kind of thing. This image I created using, actually this fabric was scanned in, and that's what this is. And then I found a caravan wagon and some horses, and I think these came from the Graphics Berry, and created a scene with that. Added a little moon. Here's a pocket, and I added some journaling cards that were sprayed with stickles and stenciled. Not stickles, shimmer mist. Turquoise writing page, another piece of Sheila's beautiful fabric. Flip up, you can write underneath that. Here's a boho dream catcher. Placed it on a piece of scanned fabric. It's a piece of Sheila's fabric here, as well as this, and I created a little collage with it and created a pocket out of that. And you can write on the back of this. It's got coffee dyed paper on it. There's a kind of a orangey coral color paper, lined paper. There's a piece of Sheila's orange fabric, a piece of bling, and some eyelash trim. Here's another tab and a vintage button on that. There's the other side of that tag you can write on. Here's some more coffee dyed paper that I stenciled on. Here's a collage I made with a doily that I made, and this is like a sequins, and this is just a bling little flower. Helps spruce it up a little bit, and there's nothing in this envelope. And you can write on this page. There's one cover food colored page. The writing page. I added this little envelope. There's nothing in it, but it's been decorated with some of Sheila's fabric and some gauze and some bling. And this thought was pretty cute. It's actually a clipped earring. So I added some of Sheila's fabrics and layers and created like a paper clip. And it holds this envelope on the page quite nicely. Here's another writing page, and it's been sprayed with glimmer mist, or shimmer mist, the other side of Sheila's patchwork fabric. There's a page that was stenciled and shimmer mist was put on it. The other side of that purple that was stenciled. Pocket with some more journaling cards that were stenciled and sprayed with shimmer mist. That was the end of the first signature. It's an image I created from the kit. It has the medallions and this beautiful woman. This is some fabric from Sheila, and this is an image from the Graphics Fairy. Like I said, I think most of them came from the Graphics Fairy. Some came from the old design shop, and some came from public domain. There are no copyrights. I double checked, so we should be good on that. And there's one of those pockets. Here's another tag. I added some fibers too. You can write on the back of that or whatever. There's another Graphics Fairy image. And behind it is some of Sheila's fabric that was scanned. So that's food color. Coffee dyed paper. This side of the paper I sprayed with shimmer mist, and it brought through some of the lines on the other side, so you could actually write on those lines. Here's another shimmer mist on blue food colored paper, and when it went through, it created an image on this side, which is actually blue. Piece of Sheila's fabric, and again, this fabric was scanned from this, or this page was scanned from this fabric. I added a little bling, and I made a tuck spot with a journaling card. And a little bit of gold ribbon and some eyelash trim. Another pocket with some more cards. This came, I think, from the public domain, and this is the trim from Sheila. This is a turquoise writing page, a coffee dyed page with polka dots. The other side has some shimmer mist, some stencils, and some stamping. It's a piece of Sheila's fabric. And then I stickled the beads and the sequins and whatnot. I've also added some charms to the centers of these signatures on the ends of the cord, the binding cord. It's a piece of her fabric, and I created this collage with her fabric, and this I got sari silk ribbon from Hope, but I can't remember her last name. These are just sequins. This is some of Sheila's fabric and a blingy thing I had in my stash. Added it to this page. There's another tab. This is made out of this fabric here, that trim, and I added a bulb pin and a charm. Here's the center of the second signature. I created a pocket, and here was some of Sheila's fabric that I didn't want to waste. It was just plain blue. There was nothing on it, so there is a blue image under here, so I cut it out roughly to match the shape, and then took a blue glitter pen and outlined it. Put a little bling inside of that, and here's our little writing card. Here's the inside of the second signature, and it has two little charms on it. There's two pockets here. This one was created with Sheila's fabric and some pearls, and a cutout. There's a card from the kit. And here's another card from the kit. This is Sheila's fabric here. And this, I'm not really sure where I got that from, but it's beautiful. But the red is part of, was a double layer fabric that I took apart and that came from Sheila. This is a tag I made out of a fabric scan of Sheila's, and I added stickles, and then I put the shimmer mist on it. And this little paper clip will kind of hold that in there. Some more images of Sheila's fabric. Back side of that, here's another writing page with some stencils and shimmer mist. There's a paper clip with some trim and some gauze, and here's a little Tim Holtz medallion. She dreams of faraway places and daring adventures. This is Sheila's fabric. That's some more of that trim from Linda. Here's a card from the kit I added some bling to, and stickles and puffy paints to bring out some of the flowers and whatnot. And it's got the food color dyed paper on the back you can write on. Some more Sheila's fabric that I did the faux ruffle with, and I added eyelash trim. That's the other side of this pocket page. It has a braiding sheet inside. Back side has a piece of fabric on it, gold trim, eyelash trim, and I put this greenish turquoise up there. You could use it as a tuck spot, but because it's too large, there's sequins underneath it. It's a little difficult, but I mean, you could if you wanted to. And you are going to find fibers all over. It's just the way I created it. Here's some of Sheila's fabrics that were scanned and some of Linda's trim. And I add a little bit of bling to the tag and coffee stained paper to the back. Some more Sheila's fabric where I created those faux ruffles. And then these are mirrored sequins. There's a little collage I created with Sheila's fabrics. It's a writing page, fabric background. The other side of that tag. It's a tag I made. You can write on. There's a little tuck spot I made with that trim that I scanned in. Another pocket. There's nothing in that one. This is Sheila's fabric, and I found these medallions, and then I resized them all, and then I found a saying to go in a couple of the larger ones. And I created this tag to go in this little pocket. Another envelope. It's a yellow. As you can see, I've used some bright colors. I mean, I think that the bohemian colors should be bright. Some more fabric that was scanned in, and I used some sequins and some glitter to kind of bring out the shine. Some trim I got from one of the Hobby Lobby or Joann's. There's another flower that I crocheted and some eyelash trim. Some more fabric. This is ribbon trim that had roses on it, and in the middle of the roses I glued some bling. Coffee dyed paper. This was several pieces of fabric I created a collage with and added fake stitching. And this came from the Graphics Fairy, and I added some stickles and used some glitter pens with it too as a pocket. There's a little tuck spot with a card. There's another piece of fabric from the bundle, and it just flips over so you can write underneath it. Is the back side of that. And here's a large piece of embellished fabric. It's beautiful. I didn't want to glue the whole thing down, so I partially glued it down so you could lift it up and write, and added a little bit of weight to the bottom of it. And I put this tag in there, take up some space, and I put the sorry ribbon across it to hold it there. Back side, here's another fabric which can be used as a tuck spot. I glued down the corner a little bit so it would hold things a little bit better. That's so pretty. I love that pink. There's another tab. Here's a butterfly drum. There's another little pocket and a little gypsy saying about the soul. There's a pocket. Use some of her fabrics to decorate the page, and this was fabric I scanned in as well. I think I got this from the old design shop, I believe. Fabric. This is my favorite page. This is the Gypsy Woman, and I added some black lace and some sequins to make it look more realistic, and I thought it came out pretty good. Another tab. And then this is fabric that was scanned in, but I found the original fabrics and I cut off a couple of the leafy things and pasted those on top of the copied ones. Some more of that faux ruffle, and I've added some trim to that. Here's another pocket with another one of those tags. Got a little bit of fabric here. Could use that for a tuck spot for something small. A little bit of bling, some ribbon, and some flowers, prima flowers that I put together and then sprayed. It's a little rating card. Wanderlust or Wanderlust definition, and the card goes in there. Some more Sheila's fabrics and some bling. Here's some lace I colored with some ink. Added some bling, piece of Sheila's fabric, and a journaling card. And some of the ink came off on this page, and I kind of liked it, so I just left it. Here's another tab. Here's like a double pocket. And hold several things inside of this, and another writing sheet. Sorry, it's the back side of that patchwork I did. There's another tuck spot using some of the fabrics. Little journaling cards, tag. Back side of the fabrics, some more food color. Here's a tab and a little bell with a coin on the garment tag or pin. Here's a little pocket. Actually, it would hold some of these, I believe. And I thought tarot cards were like kind of cute. I don't believe in that kind of stuff, but just fitting for the journal on the bright yellow page. Inside of here is a writing sheet that's also been sprayed on the back side with shimmer mist. And then we have the last page, which is the medallions on the fabric and another saying. And there's a journaling card in the back pocket, and I will include a card with the information about this journal and myself on it. And I will be listing this in my Etsy shop later today. I hope you enjoyed it, and please visit Sheila. I will put a notation below the video with her information, as well as the link to my Etsy shop and to Sheila's YouTube. She's got some fabulous fabrics. You really need to visit her. Well, thank you for watching.